Now, I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting when I came to view land, but it's pretty underwhelming.
To be honest, I've suddenly realised I'm very out of my depth.
Kitchen window there, balcony there, and then a morning cup of coffee. Just come out and just soak up that noise. I am in love. Oh man, what to do, eh? The joys.
Good morning from a very cold Scotland. We are about to start a road trip, guys, and it is freezing. Winter is certainly here, but we're kicking off the road trip with the only way you can kick off a Scottish road trip. What are we having?
For the first time in about 6 or 7 months, square sausage! Oh, look at the steam coming off of that. Square sausage, tatty scones. We're just in a big shop at like our kind of pre-road trip shopping place in Dumbarton. And then our plan is to head up the A82 all the way up to Glencoe, where it is -2 at night. As Gemma said, it is absolutely freezing cold. You gotta try that, guys, that's so tasty. Yeah, so basically since we last spoke to you guys, we've just been spending the last week at home just catching up with family and friends. And the reason we're actually heading up north is pretty exciting. It's something that we've never done before, and we hinted at it in the last video as well, but we're actually going to view some plots of land. The first one sits just beside Loch Lomond. We're heading to there now, and I don't really know what to expect when it comes to this kind of thing. But as I said, we've never really done this before. The closest thing we've done to this is like viewing flats to rent down in London. So I've got no idea about the buying process, no idea how any of it works, but it's something that we've always wanted to do. We've always said how we want to own our own little bit of paradise, our own little bit of Scotland.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's not something that I actually thought we would be really seriously considering doing. Like, we have actually been looking for a while, and I think especially when winter hits as well, that always gets us a little bit more so. Like, we can't just jet off to Asia every winter as much as we would absolutely love to, but winter in the van is hard. Our heating system is not top-notch. It's very expensive to get a really good heating system installed, and then one came up that has like really caught our eye, so much so that my parents are actually coming up to see it today too, and they actually got excited about it as well.
We thought, why not? I've turned 30 now. We're in a situation where we're hanging around at home for the next couple of months. We may as well start browsing just to kind of see what the market actually looks like.
I guess there's never a right time for these things, and why not start looking seriously now?
The van, you know what I'm about to say, is an absolute bomb site. We just chucked everything in, literally chucked everything in this morning, and then that's going to be this evening's job once the sun sets to try and sort everything out again. Well, we have actually done some renovations, well, small kind of renovations. This cupboard, we've changed it all, so we've got these nice kind of like plastic jars rather than the glass ones. And then over here, we've kind of like moved some stuff around, so this is all Gemma's tea. All of that is tea, and that's my coffee. And Gemma still moans at me for having too much coffee because I've got 2 jars of it.
See, I don't moan about anything. The only reason
I don't moan about anything.
It's just my comeback. When you talk about my tea, I'm like, well, you've got 2 jars of coffee in there. And you've got Tetleys. I don't drink Tetleys.
We have actually also packed a Christmas tree and a dirty laundry bag. We got that last 2 years ago now, actually. We were decorating the van with it. We just kind of sit it on the countertop over there. Opinions, guys. When is the best time to put up your Christmas tree? Have you already done it? Let us know. I think maybe this week we could be getting the van Christmassy. At least starting to get the van a little bit Christmassy. It would take the kind of edge off of the depressing void of 5 PM in Scotland and the Highlands, where it's just cold and dark. So Christmas tree is a nice little way to do that.
Honestly, we were back home for like 3 to 4 days, and literally Friday, Saturday were gorgeous sunshine. Cold, but gorgeous sunshine. And I didn't check the weather, just kind of hoping out that today would be the same. It is very much not.
Okay, so we've just driven a little bit further along Loch Lomond. We're going to park up here for tonight. But I am actually very glad that we've got HelloFresh again for dinner tonight, because this week has just been absolutely chaos. So it was really good. We've got HelloFresh, we've got all the ingredients we need, and we're going to whip up a storm for you guys tonight. What are you thinking, baby?
Well, I wish we were whipping it up for you guys. We'll whip it up to show you, but I am absolutely going to eat it because I'm starving. So we have a creamy pesto and sweet potato gratin, veggie peanut noodle stir fry, or, this is good too, ultimate cheesy aubergine parmesan. I know.
Oh, that's tough.
I'm thinking tonight we should go for the veggie peanut noodle stir fry.
Yeah.
Because it's one of their quick ones, takes 20 minutes.
That sounds good.
20 minutes, mild spice, looks good.
Let's whip it up. So once again, HelloFresh was like perfect for this trip because we were actually only at our parents' house for like a couple of days before coming out on this part, and it lets you pick exactly what day you want the boxes to be delivered to you, like, and it then sends you a text to say what hour it's going to be delivered. So it was perfect for us because we knew that we were going to be able to pick up our food before shooting off up north again. And it's also perfect in that sense if you are going on holiday, going to a campsite, or if you just can't be bothered cooking when you get back from your holiday, you can get a HelloFresh delivery straight to your door or to your campsite reception. You'll know exactly when it's going to arrive, and then you don't need to worry about going to the shops because it's giving you exactly how much food you need to make a delicious meal.
So whilst Campbell is finishing the cooking, I thought I would just give you some more information about the discount code that we have for HelloFresh. So with our code Highlands60, you can actually get 60% off your first box of HelloFresh and 25% off the next 2 months after that. So if you want to try it for yourself, we've got a link down in the description box below, or you can just scan this QR code if you're watching on your TV and enjoy.
Look at that.
Good?
That is unbelievable.
Really?
That is so tasty.
I mean, we should just be plating it up, but that's not even got the lime or the peanuts on it yet. That is so good.
Alright, should we get stuck into that?
Yes.
And we'll see you guys in the morning.
Oh, look, who else has come to see the land? Excited.
Come to see your future babysitting land, eh, Holly? Eh? The first plot that we visited sat just outside of the town of Arica, not far from Loch Lomond and right on the train line. It was a total of 0.8 acres and had stunning views over the Arica Alps and beyond. Well, on a clear day it would anyway. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting when I came to view land, but it's pretty underwhelming because obviously you arrive here and there's just nothing here. There's basically like a plot of land that's got planning permission, I think, for a house that looks exactly like our neighbour's house over there. I'm saying our neighbour's as if I've already got it, but the location is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I guess so. I think it's just this whole plot of land here. So we're all the way around where the fencing is, and it's kind of like levelled already, so it's ready to build on. Well, ready-ish.
Well, I was going to say, it looks very unlevel in terms of the amount of stones and then grass. It's very...
Well, it's levelled off, as in, like, you know, it goes to there and then drops down. I wonder if all of this comes with it. Hey, you could knock something out of this. Yeah, a wee tree house on the go.
I would build a decking with maybe like a sunken hot tub in it so that then you can have that view.
Oh, that's perfect. You can get to work straight away. Gordon, do you want that?
I like it, but I also have questions. I can hear a river. My concern would be winter. Would it be at risk of flooding? Flooding gives me this. View gives me this. Size of the plot is a thumbs up. It's very good.
The other problem we realised of this spot is just because of how close it is to the trees. So obviously being inside the Trossachs National Park, you can't just like chop down trees or change the landscape. The way that the world's going in terms of weather, I'd be very concerned of one of them landing on the house.
I would not know where to start. I kind of came on here and just like, you know, if you're going to go and view a house or something, you would actually go in and see something and like actually be able to like have like a tangible thing that you're like working with. I don't know, I've just come to see like some grass surrounded by some trees and mountains, and I don't really know what. I wouldn't have a clue where to start.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we might be very out of our depth for this.
But I like it. I do like it.
Oh, hiya, buddy. There's some seeds down over there for you. Help yourself. All ruffled up. So we're just doing a wee pit stop just in at Tarbet, which is our favourite little spot on Loch Lomond to get water, empty waste, and even just spend the night. There's like a pub along the road called the Slange where you can actually stay in the car park. And all they ask is that you go in and have a pint or something like that, support the local business. But yeah, just before we head up north, thought I may as well just get some water here. And there's a wee robin that's like kicking about. As soon as I came over, It came right up to me, so we left some seeds out for it, and hopefully I can actually come up and say hi to us. This part of Loch Lomond is just giving all sorts of vibes today, man. It's like such low cloud, it's just this kind of like smurry rain, and the clouds are just cresting on the hill over there, and amongst all the pine trees, you can't even see the other side of the loch. It's like so moody and dull. Because of that, it's so quiet. It's like absolute silence. And the water is like proper glass. It's so calm.
Good morning, friends. We are up early on the road and we had a really good sleep last night. Actually, we slept over somewhere near Tindrum. We didn't get the sunrise that we jumped out of bed for, unfortunately. We've got a nice kind of pink tinge in the sky, but we didn't get that pop that we were hoping for. But still just absolutely beautiful. We've got really moody scenes. There's a bit of low cloud hanging around the mountains and it's just a vibe. Glencoe gives off a good vibe in this weather. We're actually heading up to the Kingshouse now. I think we told you the last time that they have shower facilities there. So we're going to go and test them out. £1 for 15 minutes apparently, and if that's going to save me getting my shower room wet and maybe be able to like have a bit of a longer warm shower, then I'm all for it on this cold morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi. Chilling in the garden eating the grass.
I've got to say, every single time we come up here, we always see a deer. I think there's been one time that we've come up and we haven't seen one, which is really funny because there's been some people in the comments, some of you have mentioned that you've come up here and been unlucky and never seen them. So if you are coming, try and come in the morning because that tends to be when they do hang around the Kingshouse waiting to get fed, I guess.
One thing I will mention as well is when we were driving up here, we actually saw a small van, and it was sitting in a ditch at the side of the road with its bonnet all like blowing up, and we thought, oh god, bet we know what that was. And it was a huge massive stag right behind the van, massive, sitting in the ditch beside it. Just be aware if you're coming up here, especially if you're driving at night, because it's not uncommon for them to like run out across the road. So just drive slowly, keep an eye out.
Yeah, speaking of the deer though, we actually did get something a wee while ago. Hi gang, hiya!
Hello.
Yeah, we did actually get something a wee while ago, and since we've installed it, we've not had any close encounters with any deer, so I don't know if it works, don't know if it's just a kind of gimmick, but it's literally this little deer whistle. It sits right there on your bonnet, and apparently it makes like a really high-pitched sound so that animals can actually hear you when you're coming, and then they can steer clear of the road. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get it for yourself. It only costs like a £5 off Amazon or something, so really, really good.
And look at this duck. Hiya. That's the first time I've ever had that. Domesticated pheasant.
Gang, gang. Okay, I think I can now officially say this is the furthest that I've ever driven down Glen Etive. Like how many years I've been exploring around Glencoe and stuff, never actually driven all the way down to the bottom of it. It's taken us about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get to here, I'd say. It's just such a lovely drive in winter because it's so quiet. I think that's the second car we've actually passed the entire length of it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's so remote.
I know, and usually like we just kind of can't really bother driving all this way because it is a single track road and it's usually really busy, to be honest, especially in summer, so we're just always like, oh. In fact, one of the first places we came with the van was Glen Etive, and I had just picked Campbell up. He'd been away camping with his friends and I'd picked him up, I'd driven up in the van, first time driving the van up myself, and we got to Glen Etive and
So busy.
honestly it was like a festival.
Oh, Scotland, we love you. It's so beautiful.
And look at that
So
sun
shit.
peeking up over the mountains. Whoop whoop.
So it seems like right down at the bottom of the glen, we've actually got a huge big car park. Huge. And it leads directly into Loch Etive.
I don't know about you, babe, but I'm thinking this would be the perfect spot for a wee duke.
I'm absolutely ecstatic about it, can you tell?
I can tell, look at that.
I was really actually hyped for it until I came out the shower and felt massive gusts of wind and I was like, oh, okay, like this is silly, this is cold, like let's not do it. So I kind of talked myself out of it, but we've got here and it's not windy. It's actually really sheltered.
Nice and calm.
I know that I'm going to feel amazing after it. That's the annoying thing, is I'm like, you will feel so good.
Come on, let's do it.
But right now I'm just like, ugh, I'm cold already. I'm not even wet.
I was driving along and I was like, oh, looking at that water, it's giving me a nice warm fuzzy feeling. And then remembered it was just because I'd set the car heater to my feet, so it wasn't that at all. I mean, how can you not though? Is that not just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful?
It is, to be fair. And it's so quiet. It's so peaceful here. Perfect day, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Like, really perfect.
My body has just gone into full rigor mortis. Like, I can't stand up straight. This is me. Woo! High five. Oh my days, that's cold.
Right, so how was that then? First swim of the season? of the winter season.
I was going to say we swam in autumn, didn't we? That was actually really refreshing. It was freezing. Like, I'm not joking when I say my bits are all in cramp. But hands and feet, I was going to say, make a difference. Hands and feet make a difference. My gloves and my little boots make such a difference, because I feel like it's always that first bit when you get in and you don't actually feel the cold water until it kind of reaches over your legs. And then putting my hands in as well, I just feel like it makes such a difference actually having these on. Would have liked it to be a little bit deeper so I could have gone for a swim. But I think the fact that I'm able to stand here in the sun without putting my jacket straight on,
yeah, definitely
is quite a
feels
surprise. I didn't really expect it. Like, we've left the heating on in the van, we've got hot water bottles in the bed because we were just going to like jump in and grab them, but actually I'm okay.
I guess the other reason that I'm not going back in again is I want to end my first winter swim of the season on a good one, because I know that it will put me off for like the rest of winter if I actually have like the proper shivers where I can't even feel my fingers. So, little easy does it. I think we'll be doing plenty more of them this winter because I feel alive. I do.
Still alive.
Me too, I knew I would.
Glad we did
I knew
it.
we'd feel good, yeah. And I mean, this is my favourite place in the world. I love it so much.
Oh wow, that was so cool. We're literally driving back along Glen Etive on our way out and we saw there was all of these deer in the field onto our left, and it was like a big stag and then a bunch of does, but in the field beside that there was also a bunch of other stags, and I think basically the main stag was trying to obviously ward the other ones away to say, no, these are my deer, you're not coming near here. Two of them were even fighting. It's like watching something straight out of like Nature Watch or something like that. It's just so remote around here.
I think that's not a bad view for lunch. What do you think?
That is stunning, man. What do you think? Park up here, have some lunch?
Perfect, yes. Soup?
Yeah, I've got some soup for lunch. I'm embracing winter in the sense of we're getting back into the soup way of things again.
It's nice.
Especially on a day like today, it is very, very nice. So from Glencoe, we're going to be heading north back up to Glenfinnan again, just because of last time we were there, when like last week's video, we actually saw the perfect plot of land on Rightmove, and we kind of swung by it just to have a little nosy at it, but it was sideways torrential rain. So we're going to come back today, go and give it a proper viewing, and from what I've seen online, it looks perfect. It comes with planning permission, just a little bit more expensive than the last one. I guess we just need to go and check it out in person, because especially after going to visit that last one down beside Arica, we're not entirely sure. Looking at things such as the actual layout of the land, like the amount of work that's going to need to be done in terms of foundations, the proximity of the protected forest behind it, like one big gust and you would have a tree through your roof, and then just actually why it was being sold, because it just did not look as if you'd be able to build on that land, which makes me think why they're selling it in the first place. So hopefully the one up in Glenfinnan is a bit better, but as like I said, all you can do, go and view them. Practice makes perfect, and at least this time we'll know a little bit more of what we're looking for.
Now that is a little spot that I would always dream of buying land at, especially on a day like today when you can see all across the loch, the mountains are popping, the water is blue. That would be a sweet wee place to live.
The second plot was a half-acre woodland site located just a stone's throw from the world-famous Glenfinnan viaduct, aka the Harry Potter Bridge. It sat nestled on the banks of a babbling brook and offered stunning views over Loch Shield and beyond. On paper, it was absolutely perfect.
First impressions?
Hard work. Oh, the location's amazing though. Like, look at that. But we were just chatting to a guy out there that's local, and we were just asking him a little bit because we were trying to work out where the land actually was. And we were just asking him if he knows much about it. And one of the things he was saying was something that I was kind of concerned about is the river, lots of rain, could that, you know, be a risk of flooding? And he was saying that river is actually the fastest, highest,
Quickest rising.
yeah, that's it, the quickest rising river in Scotland. Another thing, I think it would just be really, really expensive to build on because it is on such a slope.
If I thought the last plot of land that we went to view was not ready to build on,
This is far from it.
this is like a whole other level. It's literally just forest, rhododendrons, and then just like a steep, steep slope. Okay, so from what I can see, it's literally just that whole plot of land over there. I think it's about half an acre, and it leads right down onto the river, but it is wild. If you're ever wanting a cabin in the woods kind of vibe, I would say this would be the plot of land.
See, like right now I'm just like, this is perfect. Well, maybe not when you look at it like that, but if you like look at that and just look, you've got like the waterfall, you've got the beautiful sounds, you've got the nature, the water's right there, we can go for a cold water dip whenever we wanted. But then I do remind myself that weather does get a bit chaotic sometimes. There's a lot of trees, there's a lot of water, and then that worries me.
I mean, what about that for like a back garden view? A front garden, kitchen window there, balcony there.
And then a morning cup of coffee, just come out and just soak up that noise. I am in love. Big decisions to make. Well, I think we've got some big decisions to make, baby.
Overwhelmed. I mean, honestly, I don't really know why we thought this was a good idea when we were literally getting married in like, what, 10 months?
I know. We just want a home, is the difference.
I know. I feel like
It's the thing.
it's hard because it always happens in winter. We get into the van in winter and we're just like, oh, this is cold, it's dark. And we kind of want that base. And then I know that next year is going to come around and we would have this bit of land and we would just be wanting to jet off everywhere because we're not actually ready to be static. But
Yeah.
I want to have somewhere that
And call
I
it
guess
ours,
we can come. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, we want to like start investing and we want to like have somewhere that we can be like, yeah, this is our little place.
Yeah. I don't think we're jumping into it. It's big decisions,
yeah.
but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for coming along with us. And if you have any recommendations or please try and talk some sense into us, let us know down below. And if you did enjoy this, please give it a big thumbs up. It lets us know we're doing the right thing. And we'll see you again in the next one.
See ya.